French defense, Winawer, advance, Moscow variation, 5, Ne7 6.dxc5. Smooth. One player took the advantage and never let go. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. White overpowered black in the middle game. Sharp games are frequently the result of starting with the king's pawn, since it dominates the center and frees up the bishop and queen on the light squares. While preparing for d5, the French defense prevents the light squared bishop in favor of a strong center and opportunities for counterattacks. c3 strengthens the e4 pawn, moves the knight toward the center, and controls the d5 square. The pawn on e4 is under attack as d5 occupies space in the middle. The dark squared bishop might develop down the diagonal once d4 seizes control of the center. This pins a knight to the king. e5 closes the center and attacks the important d6 and f6 squares. The d4 pawn is struck by c5, kicking off center play. Qg4 develops the queen and attacks the unprotected g7 pawn. Ne7 develops the knight toward the center, ignoring the attack on the g7 pawn. dxc5 captures a pawn and creates the threat of qxb4. It is the last book move. This ignores an opportunity to defend a bishop that was under attack. This allows the opponent to capture the checking bishop. It is an inaccuracy. Recaptures. It is ideal. This blows the chance to defend against an assault on a helpless pawn. It is incorrect. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. That's good. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is ideal. This misses a chance to concentrate a knight so that it can dominate more squares. It is incorrect. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is the only good move. It is a great move. Recaptures. It is quite good. The queen is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. This misses a chance to suggest winning a queen. It is incorrect. Castling develops a rook, while also moving the king to safety. Castling to the same side of the board as the opponent tends to lead to less sharp positions as compared with opposite side castling. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This poses a fork piece threat. It is ideal. This adds pressure by pinning a pawn. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This defends an underdefended pawn that is inadequately attacked. That's good. Among the best actions. It is quite good. By posing a threat to a queen and compelling it to flee, this wins a tempo. That's good. This attacks a knight and gains a tempo when the knight retreats. That's good. This poses a fork piece threat. It is incorrect. This is winning stuff. That's good. This loses a rook. This threatens to win a pawn. It is an inaccuracy. The rook was a freebie. It is quite good. Backs off. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. A wise decision. It is quite good. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be opposed as it attempts to promote by other pieces. It is ideal. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is quite good. That gets you a knight. It is ideal. By assaulting the opposing queen, this activates a piece while also buying time. It is quite good. This pins the opposing side's bishop to the king, rendering it immobile. It is ideal. Now the bishop is suitably protected. It is ideal. This buys time by putting a knight in danger and getting it to flee. It is ideal. It was a free pawn there. It is quite good. This comes in several sections. It is ideal. This prevents a queen on the other side from checking. It is ideal. That was a great move and very hard to find. This threatens to play checkmate. It is brilliant. This defends the knight who was attacked. It is quite good. That was a truly amazing move. This is the only move that works. It is brilliant. What I would have advised is that it is ideal. As a result, the rooks are placed in a single file and are able to cooperate to pose a danger. It is quite good. Recaptures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. This divides up parts by launching multiple attacks at once. It is quite good. This prevents a queen on the other side from checking. It is ideal. This takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. This threatens to add pressure on a pinned bishop. It is excellent. This suggests exchanging items of equivalent value. It is ideal. Now that the rook is on an open file, it is easier to control squares all over the board. It is ideal. That is a logical response. It is quite good. This prevents a queen on the other side from checking. It is ideal. This comes in several sections. It is ideal. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is quite good. This puts pressure on the pinned knight by adding an attacker, which is a powerful resource because a pinned piece cannot move away from the attack. It is excellent. Smooth. One player took the advantage and never let go. White really outplayed black in that one. Both players had an amazing opening. White overpowered black in the middle game.